In this short think piece video about assessment, we're going to focus on question design. Now, question design is really, really important because if we design our own assessments in our classrooms, we have no real understanding or indication of how difficult some of our questions are. And one student might get 40% on Unit 1, and he might get 80% on Unit 2, and we might think, oh, they've improved. But how do we know that the actual design of the questions were the same level of intensity? There might be some very, very difficult questions on the first unit and some more easier questions. I don't mean necessarily in the content, but how we've worded them. I'll give you a quick example. 13 plus 9 or 9 plus 13? Which is the most difficult question? Now, they're exactly the same numbers, but just in the other way around, you might be thinking, actually the 9 plus 13 is a bit more difficult because I'm adding the larger number onto the smaller number. So there'll be lots of questions that we ask our students and we create in our assessments that, depending on how we write them, can become more difficult. Another example of this is literacy. The more complex a question is, the higher levels of literacy needed. Ultimately, the better readers will probably do better on the exam rather than some students who might know the knowledge but have low literacy levels. So we need to be really, really careful when we are looking at our assessments about question design, and not just writing the first thing that comes down in our head. Actually, how difficult is that question? Are there some words in there that my students may know, may not know? Do I need to pre-teach some of those words to ensure that I'm actually assessing knowledge and my assessment isn't just assessing reading levels?